All right, we're finally ready to move to the convert section of our presentation. We've figured out who our market is, the message that we're going to give to them, the media that we're going to use, and also we talked about ethical bribes and things like that. So the first step in converting them, we don't want to say, hey, come buy our stuff. We want to send them to a landing page that offers them an ethical bribe so we can just start a relationship, so we can get their contact info. Eventually, we will sell to them. But it's a lot easier to ask a girl or a guy for a date the first time you meet them than it is to say, hey, do you want to marry me the first time you meet them? And that's what asking for the sale right away is like. We're also going to talk about how to track what you're doing so you can test and continually improve what you're doing. Okay, so what is a landing page? A landing page is a one-page site that supports an ad campaign, and it's designed, as I said, to capture contact info. The only way in is through to give up your contact info. There is no other stuff to read. There's no other things to click on. It's a hallway with one door at the end, and you either go through it or you don't. So why would we want to do this different thing? And this might be hard to visualize, but I'll show you some examples. First of all, no distractions. We don't want people to go read our blog. We don't want people to go read about us. We want them to sign up for this freebie before the phone rings or the kids come in or whatever it is that's going to take them away from us. It's highly targeted. We can have a different landing page for every different ad we do. So for people who come from one source, we can actually say, hello to those people, and I'll show you an example of that in a minute. It helps us check how effective our ads are if we have a different landing page for each ad that we're running. And the best part, research indicates that your competition is too lazy and too busy to actually do this, so that is a biggie. Here's an example of an ad in a Christian homeschool email newsletter, and again, we're advertising that Kids Wealth Financial Stewardship Activity Book. Not saying come buy our product, we're just saying we have a freebie for you. So people see this ad in the email newsletter. By the way, this is cheap. $63 to include this ad in an email to 15,000 subscribers of that email newsletter. We send them to this landing page. Notice, there is nowhere they can go but put their email address here and say, send me the ebook. The format for this is very similar to what we talked about in writing an ad, because the landing page is actually a bigger ad for your ethical bribe. So it's the same action, interest, desire, action formula. Here's another example. Same company, different market. Okay, this is the one to an email newsletter to working moms. We're paying $150 to include this ad in an email to 22,000 subscribers. And instead of sending them to the Financial Stewardship Activity Book, we don't know the religious persuasion of this person or if they're Christian, but we do know that working moms that are of an upper middle class income bracket, like the subscribers to this, we do know that they pay money for their kids to go to ballet and go to tutoring and all these other things to give their kids a leg up in the world. So we send them this ad trying to get them to go to this, which is the Kids Financial Future Index, where you answer as a parent 12 questions about your financial habits, and then they will forecast if your kids will be financially successful or not based upon what goes on in your house. I know some of you in this room have seen this. Okay, the $400 I paid to be a member of this chamber, to me it's totally worth it for two reasons. One is the address list that I got of 1,005 chamber members. Number two, the opportunity to do this right here. Because you know what? This is being filmed in the back of the room, and this is going to be another ethical bribe I can use to get people's contact information if they want to see this video and get this information. This particular one is a letter that I sent out. I didn't send it to all 1,000 chamber members. I weeded out all of them who were not a good fit for my business. So, you know, if you're a huge company like Marriott or Smith's or US Bank, then you probably have an agency in New York somewhere or in-house people that do that for you. So I picked a fraction of the people on that list. I know some of you are in this room right now, and you received this letter basically saying, I have a free gift for you, which is my blog optimization checklist, and this is the landing page for that. So as we talked about, the elements of a highly effective landing page are very similar to our normal ads, because this is just, the landing page is an ad for our ethical bribe. So we have a headline that gets attention, we have an interesting ethical bribe, the benefits are clearly stated that create desire. We also have room here to include features like it's free, it's 28 pages, or the video's 90 minutes, or whatever it is. Two things that are important. A lot of people mess this one up. You only want to ask for name and email. Let's go back to the dating methodology. You meet a girl or a guy somewhere. You want to ask them out. You ask for their phone number, or these days maybe you ask for their MySpace or Facebook profile name. Do you start asking them for their address or any other like revealing personal information? Heck no, they'd get totally weirded out, right? You're some kind of stalker. Same thing here when we're dealing with landing pages. Name and email, or sometimes only email. You can skip the name if you want. You'd have to test that to see if it works, and we'll talk about testing later. Next, I can't tell you how many forms or other things I see where the submit button says submit, which is a terrible thing because that's the last thing the person sees. It's like your call to action on that button. So you need to have it say something great, like over here where it says download checklists. Okay, at this point, I would like to give a plug for this document, which all of you who are here live have on your desk, where I go into way more detail about landing pages, like 9 pages of do's and don'ts and examples and pictures and diagrams and things like that, because I just can't give it all here. All right, so the purpose of our landing page is to capture contact information, because eventually we want to email these people. We want to do other things too, but we definitely do want to email them. So you need a good email marketing system. And here are the elements, 5 things that if you're going to sign up for an email marketing system that you want to have. Because what you don't want to do is sign up for one, have several thousand or tens of thousands of people on your email list, and then decide you want to switch companies, because it's just a huge hassle. So here's what you want. You want autoresponders, so that when people sign up for your ethical bribe, they start getting automated messages from you that you wrote months or maybe even years ago, but it feels like Christopher just sat down and typed a message to you. Hey, Bob, I saw on Friday that you downloaded my blog optimization checklist, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Today, I would like to share with you a video that I filmed, a 90-minute presentation of me speaking at the Utah Valley Chamber of Commerce in Orem. They think I'm sitting down to type this to them, but really I'm not. I wrote that months ago. Now, those of you who may be a little more sophisticated in marketing, you realize how this works. I cannot tell you how many people write to me and say, oh, thank you so much for spending the time to write these important messages to me, keep them coming. Or on Friday, you said you were going to send me this thing, and then I didn't get it. Can you resend it? So people really do think you're sitting down to write this. Timed broadcasts are important, and I'm going to tell you why, because the day of the week and the time you send messages will influence how many people open it. You need analytics. You need to be able to know how many people open and how many people click on the messages you send. You need to be able to split test subject lines, and you need to resend important messages only to the people on your list who didn't open it the first time. You don't want to bug the people who already saw it again. Based on these criteria, the company that I recommend and that I personally use is called Aweber. It's kind of a stupid name, but it's a great product, and you can try a 30-day trial of Aweber for only $1 at awebertestdrive.com. Doc Locke here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you should know that it's an excerpt from a 77-minute presentation called How to Attract, Convert, and Retain Loyal Customers. To watch the entire video, as well as download the slides and notes pages, visit attractconvertretainCustomers.com.